Imagine a world 300,000 years ago. A world of ancient giants and untamed wilderness. Ice sheets sprawled across continents, and the air hummed with the calls of creatures long since lost to time. And in the heart of this primordial Africa, a new chapter in the story of life quietly began. Not with a roar, but with a spark. The spark of a new mind. Homo sapiens. We were not the strongest. We were not the fastest. But we possessed a new kind of magic, hidden within the cradle of the skull. A brain capable of a revolutionary trick. Symbolic thought. We could look at a river and see a path. We could look at a piece of flint and see a future spear. We could see the invisible connections between things, and most importantly, we could talk about it. We could weave stories, turning knowledge into a collective inheritance. And so, driven by this spark, we began to walk. Small family bands, setting out from our cradle to explore the entire Earth. We adapted to every conceivable climate. We sewed hides to survive the frozen wastes of the North. We engineered tools to harness the bounty of the seas. We pushed ourselves to the absolute limit. Not just surviving, but learning. Always learning. But this new mind needed more than just survival. It needed to express, to understand, to reach into the world of the invisible. And so, in the deep, silent darkness of caves, we invented art. We painted bulls, lions, and horses that burst with life and movement. This was more than decoration. It was magic, religion, a textbook. It was the first testament to a world beyond the physical. We began to bury our dead with tools and ochre, suggesting a belief in something beyond. Our imagination had truly transported us. This cognitive revolution began to accelerate. We didn't just find ways to survive, we began to tame the very forces around us. Then, around 12,000 years ago, came the most profound shift since the discovery of fire: agriculture. It was a stunning act of defiance against nature. Instead of chasing food, we would make it grow where we live. We selectively bred plants and animals, bending nature itself to our will. This was the foundation of everything. It allowed for permanent settlements, villages, then towns, for a population explosion. With agriculture came surplus, and with surplus came specialization. Not everyone had to farm. Some could become toolmakers, potters, soldiers, priests, and leaders. Society became complex, and this new complexity demanded our most powerful invention yet: writing. What began as simple accounting marks on clay tablets, how much grain was stored, evolved into recording laws, stories, and knowledge. For the first time, history could be preserved outside of human memory, laying the concrete foundation for medicine, astronomy, and law. So, how did we conquer the planet? Not merely with muscle and migration, but with an idea. The idea that we could work together in massive, flexible groups based on shared beliefs. In gods, in money, in laws. The idea that the world was not a fixed place, but a puzzle to be solved. The face of the earth was indeed changed. Forests became farms, rivers were dammed, mountains were tunneled. We domesticated species, and others, sadly, were lost in our wake. This is our true story. The story of Homo sapiens, the wise man. A story of breathtaking ingenuity and devastating power. A story of constant, relentless change, all born from a single spark of cognition on an African plain 300,000 years ago. It is the epic of resilience, creativity, and wonder that laid the foundation for our existence. And the story is still being written.